A huge update just came out for Warzone. It's one of the best I've ever seen, and we got new locations, new weapons, and huge balancing changes to a lot of the weapons and attachments. Even stopping power got some adjustments in this update, and of course we got Rambo here, which is kind of cool. But to start, we do have the new like action hero event that's going on, and there's going to be challenges that we can do to unlock a tactical rifle blueprint and a sniper rifle blueprint. And then we got a new game mode called Power Grab, which I'm not going to go too in depth over, but it sounds like you just grab dog tags and then you got to like hold some flags at like spawn locations. For the playlist update, obviously they're adding the new Power Grab mode, they're adding Plunder Quads and Resurgence Trios to Rebirth Island, and then they're removing Mini Royale, Blood Money Duos, and then Resurgence Quads from Rebirth Island, which is kind of weird because I feel like Resurgence Quads is the most preferred game mode for people that play Rebirth Island. And then we start to get into the good stuff. We got new locations, and the first one being the Nakatomi Plaza, which is going to be at downtown for a limited time, which does kind of suck that it's only a limited time, but it's really cool to see them doing a little extra with these in-game events by adding new locations instead of making us wait, you know, like a whole year for like a couple new locations. Then we also have survival camps, which are going to be around the map. The normal campsites are going to be turned into survival camps as a homage to the Rambo First Blood Part 2. And then we have the CIA outpost, which I'm most excited for, and it's in the northwest sector of the map. They're changing one of the aircraft hangars into the CIA outpost, which I'm super excited about. I'm excited to see how that looks and if it's potentially a good landing spot. Scrolling down a bit, we do have customizable blueprints now. So it says customize your weapon by borrowing attachments from multiple blueprint variants. You can swap the appearance of weapon attachments to feature elements of all your unlocked blueprints, which is kind of cool because I can throw on random stuff from different blueprints onto different guns and just make some crazy looking stuff. And then I'm super excited for this. They're adding the combat bow kill streak to Battle Royale, Plunder, and then the new Power Grab mode. And the combat bow specialist, I can't remember her name, from Black Ops 3, was one of my favorite specialists to use. I had a lot of fun running around one-shotting people with a bow and arrow with that specialist. So I'm really excited about this kill streak. Who knows if it'll be good or not. It could be extremely OP or it might just completely suck. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be one-shotting people and it'll be basically hit scan, or maybe there'll be a lot of like bullet drop or arrow drop with it and it doesn't one-shot people and it'll just kind of suck. So we'll have to find out soon. I kind of hope it's really good. I'm really excited for this. And then here's a huge change right here. They said stopping power field upgrade spawn rates have been reduced substantially across all modes, which we all know how broken and overpowered stopping power is. So I guess this is one way they can nerf it. So it'll be a lot less common that you're going to be running into someone with stopping power, which is a really, really good thing. I personally hate the perk. And then we got a bunch of bug fixes. The first one probably being the most important, and that's that they fixed additional map locations in Verdansk that allowed people to reach out of bounds areas. This is on top of locations that we addressed in the last two patches. So hopefully people can stop getting under the map at Stadium because that's been a really, really big issue lately and been very annoying. They fixed an issue that caused the gas mask to become unbreakable after a player's first death with the gas mask equipped. Fixed a bug that caused players' Activision IDs to not always appear in the kill cam when spectating with or without the option enabled. Fixed an issue where the scavenger challenges weren't correctly referencing the summit POI. Fixed an issue where loadout drops would fall through salt pools in the salt mines, which has actually happened to me a couple times and is very annoying. Fixed an issue where Sparks was not visible in the operator select menu until the Sparks operator bundle was purchased. They fixed a bug with the LW3 Tundra where firing the final shot in a magazine would displace the weapon model. I've ran into that bug a few times, which is kind of annoying, but didn't really affect gameplay at all. Fixed a bug with the Great Pacific blueprint where its weapon stats were incorrect. Fixed a bug with the Swiss K31 where it would deal lethal damage in a single upper body shot when loaded with stopping power. I kind of wish I would have known about that before they fixed this, because I know the Swiss K31 isn't all that great, but I do love the gun, and I would usually just put stopping power rounds in my secondary instead of a sniper. That would have been kind of toxic of me to do that if I knew about it, but you know, it probably would have been kind of fun. Fixed a bug with the Bullfrog where it was receiving an unintended amount of bullet velocity. Okay. Fixed a bug with the Carve 2 where some of the barrels were not assigning the correct values, and then fixed an incorrect magazine names for the Farah 83. Right here, they're basically saying that they're adding a new accessibility options menu, which it kind of sounds like they're adding like the colorblind mode and stuff kind of like that into its own menu now. And then we have two new weapons. First being the ballistic knife, and I'm sure you guys all know what the ballistic knife is. It's probably gonna suck. It's probably gonna be for the memes, but I'm sure it'll be really fun fun to use. But who knows? Maybe it'll somehow be broken and it'll just one-shot people and be just insanely good, but I highly doubt it. And then we have another new full auto pistol coming out. It does say in season right here, but we are in season, so I'm not sure if this gun is actually out. I'm actually recording this video about 45 minutes before the update is going live, so I can't just hop in the game and check, but I'm kind of thinking this pistol might be out tonight, but I guess I'll find out in 45 minutes. But another full auto pistol sounds kind of bad, because if it's really good like the Psychov was, then everyone's going to be running Ghost and everyone's going to have dual wielded OP pistols again, and that Psychov meta for those couple weeks was horrible. And then we have a lot of weapon balancing changes, which I'm super excited about. First being the AK-74U, which they're increasing the neck multiplier from 1 to 1.4, so it's going to do a little extra damage if you're shooting them in the neck. The sprint to fire speed has been increased by 20%, but then the bullet velocity has been decreased by 15%, and the maximum damage range has been decreased by 25%. So they kind of buffed it a little bit, but then nerfed it a little bit at the same time. And then something I'm super excited about is the PPSH. They're increasing the maximum damage from 27 to 28, and then they're increasing the damage range by 3.8%, which could actually put the PPSH up there with some of the best SMGs right now. And I love the PPSH, so I'm super excited about this. And then the Cold War snipers have gotten huge buffs, which I'm super excited about, because I love the Cold War snipers, but they're not just quite there with the Modern Warfare snipers. So it says all the Black Ops Cold War sniper base optics have been adjusted. We'll have to see what that actually means when we get into games and actually scope in with the snipers and see how they look. And then Sniper Rifle Charlie, which is the Barrett or the M81, has had its bullet velocity increased by 14%, and the extremity multipliers increased from 0.9 to 1, but then the rate of fire has been decreased from 0.33 to 0.83. But the Tundra and Swiss K buffs have me really excited. Now, it's not only buffs to the guns, there's actually a lot of buffs for the attachments for the Cold War snipers, which is going to be buffing them even more than what you're seeing right here. But with the Tundra, we have the aiming stability increased, which is really good, because the aiming stability with the Tundra is just trash. And then with the Swiss K31, they greatly increased the flinch resistance. The ADS speed has been increased slightly, and then the aiming stability has been increased as well. So this, along with the attachments that are being buffed for the Cold War snipers, is making the Swiss K31 just have a massive buff. And like I said earlier, I really do enjoy this gun before this buff, so I'm super excited to use this gun now. And then a lot of changes to the ZRG 20mm. The bullet penetration has been increased. The upper torso multiplier has been increased from 1.25 to 1.7. The lower torso multiplier increased from 1.15 to 1.25. Extremity multipliers increased from 0.9 to 1. ADS speed has been decreased by 4%. Bullet velocity has been decreased by 2%. Move speed decreased by 2%. And then ADS move speed decreased by 1%. So the ZRG, they kind of buffed it a little and nerfed it a little bit, but the biggest thing I'm seeing here is the ADS speed and the bullet velocity both being decreased, so I think it's more so of a nerf to the ZRG. And then we get into the attachments. So the flash guard muzzle now has better recoil control. They increased it slightly. The suppressor, this is a huge change for the SMGs. The suppressor no longer reduces bullet velocity, and it now increases bullet velocity. It now increases ADS speed, and it now increases sprint to fire speed. So this is a huge change for the SMGs. It's looking like this suppressor is going to be way better than the monolithic or the agency suppressors for the SMGs. So this change right here could potentially change the meta for the attachments everyone's going to be using on SMGs. Moving on to the lasers for the Cold War snipers. The first two here probably aren't going to do much for you, but the soft target designator no longer increases effective damage range, which obviously sucks for a sniper, but it now increases aiming stability, and the ADS move speed multiplier has been increased. And with the Ember sighting point, it no longer increases effective damage range, which again sucks for a sniper, but it now greatly increases aiming stability, and the ADS move speed multiplier has been increased. The steady aim laser and the SWAT 5 milliwatt laser, though, I think are going to be a meta attachments for the Cold War snipers. So with the steady aim laser, it no longer decreases your hip spread, and it now increases your ADS speed. But the one I'm most excited about is the SWAT 5 milliwatt laser, which no longer decreases your hip spread, no longer decreases your ADS speed, and it now increases aiming stability and greatly increases your ADS speed. So this is what they say in the patch notes, but we'll actually see in a couple days which of these two attachments is better for the Cold War snipers. Because after the J-God and the true game data testing, who knows, the steady aim laser might ADS quicker than the SWAT 5 milliwatt laser, even though what they say in the patch notes suggests otherwise. So only time will tell how these play out, but I am super excited to use Cold War snipers now after this patch, which by the way, I'll be using in the morning on stream, which I do stream a lot of times in the morning over on Twitch. Link is in the description. So come drop me a follow and say what's up in chat. I'd really appreciate it. And then scrolling down a bit to the rear grips, we have the airborne / GRU elastic wrap, increasing the aiming stability, which again is huge for Cold War snipers. And for me, it's huge as well because I suck with snipers that have a lot of idle sway. Then we have two new operators. We have Rambo and we have John McClane. That's pretty self-explanatory, but this has been a lot to take in. Overall, I think this is one of the best patches Raven Software has ever given us for Warzone. And I'm super excited to hop on Warzone in the morning and start playing and just see how all these changes pan out. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe if you are new. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Here's the web. Peace.